I'm going to show you the ultimate New York City travel guide that will help you experience the best of NYC like a local, even if this is your first time visiting and you have no idea where to start. Whether you're worried about getting overwhelmed by the crowds, wasting money on tourist traps, or missing out on hidden gems that only locals know about, I've got you covered. By the end of this video, you'll have a complete roadmap to make your New York trip absolutely unforgettable. Alright, so here's what we're gonna do. I'm breaking down this entire New York adventure into 3 perfect days. Each day has been carefully planned to make sure you hit all the must-see spots without feeling rushed or, completely overwhelmed. Now, you might be wondering, can you really see New York in just 3 days? Well, let me show you how. But before we jump into day 1, there are 3 critical things you need to know before you even set foot in the city. Trust me on this. These tips are going to save you time, money, and a lot of headaches. First up, check the weather. New York has been having some crazy weather swings lately. Like, unless it's peak summer, you honestly never know what you're going to get. I always pack an umbrella and extra layers even when it's hot, because the air conditioning in buildings here is no joke. And if you're coming in winter, definitely check that weekly forecast before you pack so you know just how cold it's really going to be. Second, bring cash. I know we live in a digital world, but New York isn't like London where you can go cashless everywhere. Little pizza shops in Chinatown, small delis, even some supermarkets have 10 minimums for credit cards. So you'll want at least $50 to $100 in cash on you at all times. And third, stay alert. Look, New York is one of the safest big cities in America, but like any major city, it has its issues with mental illness and drug use. Just be aware of your surroundings, especially on the subway. It's not about being scared, it's about being smart. Okay, now let's get into the good stuff. Day 1 is all about Midtown Manhattan, the heartbeat of the city. We're starting your morning at the Tick-Tock Diner right across from Penn Station. You've probably seen this place in movies. It's that classic American diner that's open 24 hours a day. They serve absolutely massive plates of pancakes and French toast. Like, you could easily split one between 2 people. Breakfast starts at just $99.95 and goes up to around $20 for the bigger dishes. Here's a cool little secret most tourists miss. Right next door in the basement of the New Yorker Hotel, there's this tiny museum dedicated to Nikola Tesla. It's only worth about 5 minutes, but it's where the famous inventor spent his final years. Pretty cool, right? From there, you're less than a 10-minute walk to Bryant Park. Now, if you're visiting between late October and early March, this place transforms into the Winter Village, hands down the best holiday market in the entire city. But even outside the holiday season, it's one of my favorite spots to just relax and people watch. Oh, and bonus tip? It has the cleanest public restroom in all of New York. I'm talking you could practically eat off the floor in there. Right next to the park is the New York Public Library, and honestly, this might be one of the best free things you can do in the city. The reading rooms, the stunning hallways. It feels like you're walking through a museum. And here's something most people don't know. There's this mini museum on the ground floor where you can see the original Winnie the Pooh and even the Declaration of Independence. You could easily spend 30 minutes here just taking it all in. Now you might be thinking, what's the best observation deck in New York? Well, for first-timers, my favorite is definitely Top of the Rock. At 70 floors up, it's the most intimate observation deck, putting you right in the heart of Midtown. Plus, tickets start at just $40, which makes it one of the best values out there. And don't miss their newest attractions, Beam and Skylift. Beam lets you feel what it was like to be a construction worker on a lunch break. Fair warning, though, it's a little scary if you're afraid of heights. After soaking in those views, head over to Grand Central Terminal. This is New York's most beautiful transit hub. Snap some photos of that breathtaking celestial ceiling mural in the main hall. But here's a hidden gem most people walk right past. Next door is the Ford Atrium Garden. It's this massive greenhouse that maintains tropical conditions year-round with real rainwater collected from the roof. It's like this peaceful oasis in the middle of all the chaos. All right, time for lunch, and you're about to eat the most iconic sandwich in New York, pastrami on rye with mustard. We're going to Sarge's Deli. This place has won every comparison contest, and it's not swarmed with tourists like some of the other spots. This is where the locals actually go. Now, this might be another moment to consider splitting one sandwich between two people, especially if you had that big breakfast at the diner. The pastrami is juicy, and trust me, you will leave satisfied. After lunch, take an Uber or the subway up to Central Park. Start at 59th Street and Columbus Circle. You could spend an entire afternoon here. The park stretches over 50 blocks, but as a first-timer, you really only need to hit a few key spots. Start with Sheep Meadow for those stunning skyline views, then head to Bethesda Terrace. Walk through the arcade to see those beautiful archways and the world's only ceiling made entirely of Minton tiles. The fountain and nearby pond are always peaceful. Now, if you love museums, the American Museum of Natural History is an absolute must. Their new Gilder Center, which opened less than 2 years ago, is a game changer, especially for families. Kids will go crazy for the interactive exhibits and the butterfly vivarium where you can literally walk among hundreds of live butterflies. Plus, you can't miss the iconic dinosaur fossils and that massive blue whale model. Time to rest up and head back to Midtown for dinner at John's of Times Square. This isn't just any pizza spot. It's set inside a stunning old church just a few blocks from Times Square. It's perfect if you're planning to catch a Broadway show afterward. And the pizza? Absolutely delicious. After dinner, make your way to Times Square. Start at Father Duffy Square near those big red steps for the most iconic photo spot in America. But here's the thing, don't linger too long. This area is prime territory for tourist scams. If someone hands you a CD, a bracelet, or if Spider-Man insists on a photo, just keep walking and don't make eye contact. Trust me on this one. For affordable souvenirs, hit up Grand Slam New York. They've got all the I Love New York shirts and trinkets at surprisingly budget-friendly prices. And here's how we're ending your first night at Beast and Butterflies, this rooftop bar inside the M Social Hotel. Out of all the rooftop bars in New York, this one gets the most buzz. The views of Times Square are incredible. The food and drinks are delicious. And here's the kicker, kids are actually welcome. It's the perfect way to wrap up your first day. Day 2, we're diving into Lower Manhattan, or as the locals call it, downtown. Breakfast at Pearl Diner. This classic hole in the wall that's been serving locals for over 50 years. For 10 centavos to $20, you'll get plenty of food and those unbeatable nostalgic vibes. We're starting at one of the most meaningful places in the city, the 9/11 Memorial. The fountains mark the footprints where the Twin Towers once stood. It's a place for quiet reflection, so please, save the smiling selfies for elsewhere. Next, the Oculus, one of the most futuristic transit hubs in New York. It feels like you've stepped inside a spaceship. Even if shopping isn't your thing, stop by for a photo because the architecture is just stunning. Fun fact, the Oculus has a skylight that opens every year on September 11th, allowing sunlight to stream through as a tribute to the Twin Towers. Now, a trip to the Statue of Liberty is a must, but here's an important tip. Do not buy tickets from vendors hanging around the area. They're often overpriced or straight-up scams. Book your tickets in advance, especially if you want to climb inside the Crown. Crown access is super limited and requires reservations months ahead, so plan early. Once you're back in Manhattan, stroll down Stone Street. These charming cobblestones were recreated to reflect how New York looked back in the 1600s. It almost feels like you've stepped into a Harry Potter scene. Time to head to Chinatown, starting at Doyer Street, the most Instagrammable street in Manhattan. This spot is also home to the infamous Bloody Angle, which has a pretty dark history with gang rivalries. But today, it's known for some of the best Chinese food in New York. For lunch, we're going to Deluxe Green Bow, a local favorite for the best soup dumplings in Manhattan. Don't miss the steamed pork and crab mixed tiny bun starting at $9.95. Heads up though, it's cash or Venmo only. Got room for dessert? Head across the street to the original Chinatown Ice Cream Factory. They're known for unique flavors like lychee and black sesame, so come with an open mind and a sweet tooth. Now we're going to walk off that food coma to Greenwich Village. Washington Square Park is this cultural hotspot, perfect for people watching. You're almost guaranteed to catch some live music or street performances. Here's a fun little Easter egg. If you look straight through the Washington Square Arch, you'll get this picture-perfect view of the Empire State Building. From there, walk to Grove Street where you'll find the exterior of the Friends apartment building. The surrounding area is absolutely stunning with classic brownstones and some of the most expensive real estate in Manhattan. If you're feeling ambitious, walk up to the High Line, one of New York's most famous free parks. This elevated walkway was once an old freight train track that's been transformed into this stunning urban green space. You don't have to walk the entire 1.5 miles, but it's definitely worth snapping some photos. For dinner, we're heading to Koreatown. Food Gallery 32 is the spot, specifically Kobu for their barbecue rice bowl with pork. But there's plenty of variety and other vendors if you want to explore. After dinner, make a stop at Rudy's Bar and Grill in Hell's Kitchen. This place has been around since 1933, and it's my favorite dive bar in the city. Beer is cheap. Their blonde ale is just $4, and every drink comes with a free hot dog. Yes, you heard that right, a free hot dog. Day 3, our final day in the Big Apple. For breakfast, Russ and Daughters is one of those classic New York institutions that truly lives up to the hype. Can't go wrong with their classic bagel and lox sandwich. It's not cheap, but yeah, it's absolutely worth every penny. Here's a tip most guides won't mention. Take the NYC ferry from Pier 11 Wall Street for just $4. As you cross the East River, you'll get unbeatable views of the Brooklyn Bridge, and in about 5 minutes you'll land right in the heart of Dumbo. Stroll around Brooklyn Bridge Park for all the photo opportunities. It's truly one of the most beautiful areas of the city. If you've got little ones, stop by Jane's Carousel, this beautifully restored wooden carousel built in 1922. There isn't a carousel in the world with a better backdrop. If you've seen that iconic photo of the Manhattan Bridge framed perfectly between buildings, it's taken right at the corner of Washington and Water Street. Be prepared to jockey for position with other photographers, though. For lunch, Bark Barbecue at Time Out Market on the top floor is the move. Their Dominican Texas barbecue fusion is absolutely delicious. Their famous brisket is worth braving the long lines. And step outside onto the rooftop for one of the best free views of Manhattan. After lunch, walk the Brooklyn Bridge back to Manhattan. The views are way better when you're facing the Manhattan skyline, making it perfect for photos. The walk takes about 30 minutes and is absolutely worth it. Once you cross, it's just a 10-minute walk to South Street Seaport. For a hidden gem, check out Cannon's Walk, this tucked-away alley that feels like you've been transported straight back to the 19th century. Next, hop on the Roosevelt Island tram and glide above the East River. When you land, you'll find yourself on this quiet little island that feels like a world away. Start with the Smallpox Memorial Hospital, then check out the FDR 4 Freedom State Park and the Roosevelt Island Lighthouse at the northern tip. For dinner, we're going to Sakagura, one of the best hidden gems in the city. It's tucked away in this unassuming midtown building down a flight of stairs. They specialize in authentic tapas-style dishes perfect for sharing, and they have an impressive selection of 260 types of steak. It's a truly memorable New York experience. And there you have it, 3 incredible days in New York City hitting all the must-see spots without the stress and overwhelm. Now you know exactly how to experience the best of New York in just 3 days, from iconic landmarks to hidden gems that most tourists completely miss. If this guide helped you plan your trip, hit that subscribe button for more travel guides just like this one. But hey, if you think New York has amazing hidden gems and ways to avoid tourist traps, wait till you see what I discovered in Los Angeles. I found some incredible budget-friendly spots that locals actually go to, and I'm going to show you how to experience LA without breaking the bank or wasting time at overpriced tourist traps. Click here right now to watch my budget Los Angeles travel guide and discover the side of LA that most visitors never get to see.